G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. Now today I am going to do a bit of a cloudy straight pour. I went up to the shed and I opened a few boxes and I found my satin enamels. Yay! It had separated. When I opened the lid there was like this clear liquid on top and I had to give it a really good stir. So that's what I'm using. Now for my pouring media, I'm just using the Aussie Floetrol. It's not as thick as the US Floetrol, so it's probably, if you're using the American Floetrol, you probably do 2-to-1 ratio, 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. I've done 1-to-1, and I'm using the Mont Marte Studio Acrylic paints, so equal parts of the Floetrol to the paint. That's my colours. And then with the white, I did my white 1-to-1, and then I did 6 big scoops. I scooped that in. So I just did like 6 big scoops from my stick of the satin enamels. And that's what I did. So I'm going to layer a cup and do a dirty pour. So I've got extra white because I'm going to do a little puddle in the middle. Righto. So yeah, just a straight pour. I might do like a bit of a jiggle pour at the end. We'll see what happens. All right. So this is some navy with a little bit of the cerulean blue and a little bit of purple in it as well. So just to make it sort of like a, not such a bright blue, and a little bit of white. And then I'm going to go with some of this. This is aqua green. And this is the cerulean blue. They're all the Mont Marte colours. And then some of the crimson. And then we'll go with the dark blue again. I still want to put the white on the red. I'll probably get a little bit of pink anyway, but probably putting equal amounts of each colour in there. And let's do this one, and then that one, and that one. Probably get 3 layers of each. So the colour that goes in first is the colour that comes out last. So if you want a dark centre, make sure you put your dark blue in first. Okie dokes. Now I want clouds in the centre. I don't necessarily want clouds around the outside, so I'm not going to put any more white on the outside. I'm just going to finish layering. My green was a bit old and lumpy. Actually, oh, there went a lump. So I actually sieved it with a little sieve. I think that'll actually be enough. I probably won't do any more. I think that'll be enough. I actually made up more paint than what I wanted. So I think that will be enough. So I'm going to just pour a little puddle of white in the center there. Just a bit. And the other colors, I'll probably just put, you know, a little bit around the outside. Okay. Are we ready? Hopefully you can see from up there. Can you see? I'm not used to filming in this position. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to stand here. That way I can kind of move my hand around a little bit, if possible. So here we go. Just a straight pour. So I'm kind of trying to churn that white up a little bit. Hopefully I haven't got too many lumps. Some of my paints are getting a bit old. You know, I haven't really done much acrylic pouring lately. I've been doing a lot of resin work, so my paints, a lot of my paints have gone a bit old. So as you can see, I'm just sort of twisting my hand around just to sort of get different sort of design happening rather than all the same color on the one side. And then when it comes to the end, I'm just going to do a little bit of a jiggle. You can do a little circle if you want to. And then try and catch your drip so it doesn't leave a little tail. Best way to do it is kind of lift your cup back up like that and catch it. Make sure you don't put the end of your cup in there. So there we go, that's it. Oh, it's looking pretty. I hope we haven't lost all our green. All right, now I think what I'll do is just going to pour a little bit of this around. We don't even need all of this paint, just to basically wet the canvas. That'll be my flow enhancer. That'll just help my paint flow over the dry canvas so that the colour doesn't roll over itself. Hopefully it'll just roll straight onto the nice slippery wet paint. That's the plan. I feel as if it's been so long, I feel so out of practice doing an acrylic pour. It's been so long because I haven't been, it's been like, oh, what are we now? May. I haven't actually done an acrylic pour in my studio. Well, I haven't done an acrylic pour full stop because I packed everything and I didn't want to, you know, get paint in my kitchen. Not where you want paint all over your kitchen. So yeah, I haven't done an acrylic pour for like 5 months. 5 months, except for the one that I did, you know, last week. I did one last week because I was back in my studio, so I thought I'll do one. I have to use my left hand now. But yeah, I feel very out of practice. There's a lump. So yeah, there's a few lumps in my paint, but if you do notice a few lumps when you're stirring your paint, you can just sieve it. And that worked. I got the lumps out. I just pushed them through the sieve and it was all good. We were good to go. Okay, so there we go. Are we ready? So let's just let the paint sit for a minute and develop a few cells. Hopefully we'll get a few cells. I'm going to give it a bit of a torch with my heat gun here. A torch. And you can see there's a few little cells popping up here and there. Hope I haven't put too much white in. I don't feel as if I put a lot of white in, but it's white right up here. Okay, now the fun part, the tilting. So basically I want to try and cover the canvas before I go over the corners. So what you want to do is you want to go to one corner. See how it slides nicely? It will roll over itself a little bit, but hopefully won't lose too much. And then before it goes over, back to the center. Always come back to the center first, and then you can change direction. You can go to the other corner. If a little bit of paint goes over, that's okay, but you don't want to do everything just yet. You want to just watch your composition, see what you want to do. Next corner, come back. I don't really see a lot of my green, my aqua green. So that's, I guess that's the problem with white. I mean, you want clouds, but then the white also is dominant and it changes your color. Look, you guys, look at the cloudy effects that are going on. That's so pretty. All right, so now we're back to where we started. We're back in the middle. We've covered a lot. Now you can decide, you know, what you want to keep, what you don't want to keep, what you like. I love this corner the most, so I'll try not to tip too much over there. I'll do that first actually, while I've still got a lot of paint. I'll go over that corner there and back. And of course, the more you tilt, the more you're going to stretch everything out. So I've probably got about this is a 12 by 14 inch, 30 by 40 centimeter canvas. So I've probably got about maybe 500, 600 grams of mixed paint here. Gone over the edge yet? Yep. Oh, look, so I'm opening it all up. Love my fingerlings. Love my fingerlings. All right, now this area here, it's quite dull in the center there. There's not much happening there. But in saying that, this is all very busy. So you have to sort of decide whether you want to keep this more quiet area and tilt more of this off. So anyway, I'll go that way next. Go back into the middle. I'll go this way. I'm trying not to touch the sides of the canvas. I'm kind of holding underneath because I don't want to ruin my sides. So we'll go over that corner. Paint's relatively thick. It left a good mound on a mound. Back to the middle. And then while it's still moving, it's on the go, we'll go down here. Oops, I don't want to lose my white fingerlings on the side there. I'll try and go more this way. But, you know, you do have to go over the corners. All right, just over. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, look at it, you guys. That's so pretty. Wish I had more of the aqua, but never mind. So as I've stretched it like that, tilted, it's stretched over the corners, over the edges, opened everything up. All right, now I think I'm just going to leave that. I don't want to tip any more off here because I really like that aqua that's gone through there. So I don't want to tip that off because then I'm going to lose that blue and red, which really defines that aqua. So I'm going to leave that. That's pretty much all I'm going to do. I'm going to see my gloves are all dirty now. I'm just going to run my finger. Actually, I've got missed a corner there. I'll pick up a bit of paint and just dab that, and then I'll run my finger underneath, give that a dab there, just to cover that corner. Run my finger along here, and I need a little bit more red just there. Try and pick up the paint that's, you know, on the corner because that's the matching color. So, you know, don't pick up a color that's here and put it there. Pick up the color that's already there because it matches. Run down there. Cover that corner. See, I was trying not to lose too much paint, so I didn't go over the corners very much, but I'd rather not go over them too much and then just dab a little bit on the ends afterwards. Alrighty, let me get these gloves off. And give it another quick little torch. So there we go. So that's pretty much exactly what I wanted. Like, I didn't want big, overpowering, puffy clouds. I just wanted these, see the fingerlings, how they look all puffy on the edges there? That's exactly what I wanted, and that's what the satin enamels does. If you can't get the satin enamels, just try go to your local hardware store and grab a water-based enamel paint, like for an interior house. Give that a go if you can't get the satin enamels. Actually, I'm just going to bring you down here a bit closer so we can have a little look. All right, there we go. And then I can turn my anti-shake thing off while I'm in this mode. Look at those gorgeous colours, the blending. There's that little bit of aqua. Sometimes if you lose one colour, it may mean that it was just a little bit thinner than the others, because you know how some colours are thicker than others. And if you're tending to lose one particular colour, you may just have to add an extra dollop of paint. I overcompensated. It was quite thick in the tub, so I added more Floetrol, but probably shouldn't have. There's the centre. It looks really pretty. So there you go. Let me know what you think of it. I think it's really pretty. And yes, I definitely need to do more very out of practice with my acrylic pours. So I will see you all for the next video. Don't forget to hit that little subscribe button and bell if you do want to see more from me. You'll be notified. Love that. Look at that. That's my favorite. Just there. Just there. Gorgeous. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll get my mess cleaned up and I'll see you for the next video. Okay. Bye for now.